Namaste. I bow to you. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 28th. Today would be my Poppy Wayne, my grandpa's birthday. He didn't make it quite this far. And unfortunately, it was right towards the very end of his life when we started to have the more difficult conversations. And I'm sharing this because we're talking about expansion this week. And by expanding your views, you expand your reality. And a great way to do that is to have a conversation, a kind, sincere conversation with someone who you don't see eye to eye with or agree with. So I remember Poppy Wayne when we were getting into religious or political or family, who knows what, a triggering topic. And he said, "Now, CJ, we might not see eye to eye on this, but here's my perspective." And him doing that totally disarmed me. We both just kind of came to the table then recognizing that we both have valid perspectives. We both had valid lives that have led us to those valid perspectives. And it also kind of opened the door that maybe these perspectives can shift once we get more information. So this one's for Poppy Wayne. Today, let's consider beginning in Virasana, Hero's Pose. Now, I always like to do this with a block between my ankles and legs. You might be able to just sit right on your heels as you settle in Hero's Pose Virasana. Supported core, anchored base, lifted crown. Bring your hands together at heart center, rubbing the hands together. In Kundalini Yoga, they say that what are we doing? There's all these nadis and energy channels on the hands. I did a meditation yesterday where she was just talking about this being a sensory experience. So many ways to view everything we do. Take a deep breath, really, really increase the friction. And as you exhale, come to stillness. Noticing the sensations, the experience of the hands, the experience of experiencing the hands. One long Om. If you'd like to join me in this vibrational chant, inhale deeply. As you continue to breathe fully, bring your hands to your side body. Notice on your inhales that the body literally expands out in every direction. And as you exhale, gentle contraction, engagement, everything melts back towards the center. Move with your own pace and breath, feeling the expansion and contraction. Both are necessary and helpful for the cause of breathing. You might begin to notice the little beat of pause between the inhale and exhale. On an inhale, your hands reach to the sky. Hands stay up. Exhale, relax your shoulders down. Inhale, float your arms out wide, lifting your heart. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Notice which arm is on top. Inhale, open out wide, preparing for the best bear hug. Exhale, give yourself that hug. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And exhale your hands down to the mat. Remove that block if you're sitting on it. Coming into tabletop, you might want to flip to face the long edge of your mat. Bring one block out to either side of you, wherever you're facing. From tabletop, send your left leg out long. Plant the left foot. Anchor into the pinky side edge of your left foot. Walk your forearms down to the mat. This might feel like enough. Maybe your left hand can reach all the way over to your left big toe. Maybe you can loop your index finger and thumb. Breathe here. Now plant your left hand under your left shoulder. Weave your right hand under your left arm. Maybe your left big toe and right peace fingers can meet. Coming into a twist, you might reach your left hand up to the sky and loop it around your back. Breathe here. Anchor into the pinky side edge of your left foot. Return your left hand right in front of your face. Inhale, push yourself up. Return to tabletop, left leg extended. Now rise up, hands on hips. Drop down through your tailbone, slightly press your hips forward. Maybe even imagine shifting your hips just a little towards your bent knee. Left hand slides down your left leg. Your right arm reaches up on an inhale and fold over, gate pose. Relax that top shoulder away from your ear. Keep lifting your heart towards the sky. Maybe lean back in space slightly. From gate pose, inhale and cartwheel your hands down with an exhale. Right hand landing on block or just out to your right side. Press your hips forward. Left arm floats back behind you. Huge expansion through your front body. That left foot is still rooted to the mat. Big inhalation. Exhaling here. Return your left hand to the mat. Walk yourself back to tabletop. Left knee comes to the mat. Right leg comes out long. Plant your right foot into the mat. My apologies, I'm not even trying to mirror this. Lower down to your forearms. Walk your right hand over to the right foot. Breathe here, enjoying the stretch. Notice the bottom of your right foot connected with the mat. Pinky side edge is making contact. Now return your right hand under your right shoulder. Left hand weaves through, reaching for that right foot. Maybe they make contact in this twist. Lots of energy going into the right leg, keeping it extended and rooted down. Maybe the right arm reaches up to the sky. Maybe it wraps around behind you, really peeling your heart open. Another breath here. Unwind, plant your right hand right in front of your nose. Press into your hand, returning to tabletop. Hands to hips, standing on your left knee now. Tailbone anchored, hips shifted down towards that left knee. Your right arm slides down the right leg. Left arm reaches up and folds over, gate pose. Heart lifting towards the sky. Shoulders relaxing down away from the ears. Breathing. Inhale. As you exhale, cartwheel your arms over, left hand coming down to the block or mat out to your left. Press your hips forward, arch your back, lifting your heart. The top arm can float back behind you. Couple more breaths here. Ardha Mandalasana, half circle pose. With a big inhale, return yourself to neutral, standing on your knees. Bring both blocks back to the top of the mat. Hands on blocks, knees wide, big toes together. Sink your hips back, extended child's pose. Allow yourself to melt in this posture. Option to take your hands off of the blocks, lowering your elbows to the mat, bringing hands together in prayer up overhead. Fingers can point towards the sky, or maybe they come back behind your head, pointing down your back. Re-extend your hands, planting them on the ground or blocks. Inhale as you rise up, tabletop. Exhale, walk the hands forward, Anahatasana, heart melting pose. Gentle engagement through your abdominal muscles. Notice anywhere you're holding. It could be tension in the body, it could be your breath, it could be a ruminating thought. Whatever it is, maybe it's time to let it go. With your next inhale, walk your hands back under you, tabletop. Lower your belly to the mat. There he is. Hi, Toby. Untuck your toes. Hands down by your sides. Forehead to mat. Now on an inhale, walk your fingertips back, lifting your heart. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale, rise up. Maybe this time the fingertips float off the mat. Exhale, lower back down. Excuse me. Inhale, lift up. Maybe the hands float back as they reach back behind you. Maybe the tops of your feet float off the mat as well. Fingertips reaching back, peeling your heart open. Another couple of breaths here. And with an exhale, slowly lower down. You can drop one cheek to the mat. And maybe switch to the other cheek. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Tops of your feet press into the mat. Roll your shoulders back down and together. Actually, bring your hands back a little farther so they're more in line with the bottom of your ribs. On an inhale, lift all the way up, press into your hands, draw your heart forward, upward facing dog. So maybe just the structure of your body, your thighs might still be on the ground, but we're making an action like the thighs are lifting off of the mat, heart drawing forward. One more inhale here, and as you exhale, roll over your toes, find downward facing dog, and sway or move your hips as much as you need to. Abdominal muscles are engaged, supporting our back. It might feel good here to round the spine like a wave coming forward into plank pose. And then pull back from the navel, returning to downward facing dog. If you'd like to do that a few more times, we'll inhale, wave the spine forward, come all the way into plank. And exhale, hinge from the waist back to downward facing dog. Inhale, waving forward, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your left foot and inhale your right foot to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, lift the knee to the sky. Shoulders stay neutral and open up your right hip. Now, it generally helps to look forward between your hands to keep your shoulders from going way out of whack here. Ultimately, do whatever feels good. You might draw some circles. Re-extend your right leg long. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or swing the right foot to the top of the mat. Runner's lunge. Lower your left knee. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Come to prayer mudra. Drop the prayer behind you. You might even lean your head back into your arms. Left toes stay tucked. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the left knee off the mat. Arms float back behind you, Dekasana. Inhale, return to where we were. Drop the left knee, hands in prayer behind your back. Exhale, Dekasana. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times if you'd like. You can also find stillness if one of these speaks to you. One more cycle of breath. Plant your hands now on the mat in this high lunge. Maybe use the blocks. And straighten both legs. So the right toes point to the sky. Got a cat just right in the way. Right toes point to the sky. Both legs straight, long spine. Maybe you prefer to round your spine down, or maybe it feels good to inhale and lengthen. Exhale and extend. Another couple cycles of breath. You can plant the right foot if you prefer, like me. Another couple of breaths. And then bend your right knee, blocks to the top of the mat. Plant your hands, step yourself back into downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog. Bend your left knee, lift the knee to the sky. Shoulders stay as they are as you open your left hip. Maybe you draw circles here. Move in any way that feels good. Looking forward between the hands helps to keep the shoulders more in alignment. Bless you. Re-extend your left leg long. Look forward as you inhale. Exhale, step or swing the left foot to the top of the mat. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, rise up, arms reach up, finding prayer, dropping that behind your back. Breathe here. Right toes are still tucked. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your right leg as your arms sweep back, Dekasana. Inhale, lower the right knee, lift the arms into prayer. Exhale, Dekasana. About 3 more times. Last cycle of breath. Hands touch down to the mat, maybe grabbing the blocks. Straighten your left leg. Left toes come to the sky. Send the left hip back in space. Hi. Breathe here. Toby must have really liked breakfast this morning. I'm getting a lot of gratitude kisses. All right, maybe you go ahead and press your left foot to the mat. Uh-oh. Option to keep your spine long or to round the spine down. Another breath or two to do what feels best to you. Little bend in your left knee as you inhale, put the blocks to the top of the mat. Exhale, giant step forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Option to slide your hands under your feet. I believe Padahastasana. Toes coming to the wrist creases. I like to pick them up and wiggle them. Give myself a little hand and wrist massage. And you can bend your elbows, encouraging a deeper stretch. Tip the weight forward into the balls of your feet or the front heel. Remember, a gentle bend in the knees is always a good idea in any forward fold. Carefully release your hands from under your feet. On an inhale, root down to rise all the way up, arms reaching out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, hinge forward. Be certain blocks are at arm's reach. Hands touch down, step your left foot back in space, setting up for warrior one. Left toes point to the top left corner. On an inhale, rise up, Virasana 1. As you exhale, open up to warrior two. Heel to arch alignment here. Gazing over your right middle finger. Glance down, make sure you can see your big toe on the inside of your knee. Interlace your fingers behind your back here, and then inhale, reaching the right elbow to the sky. Exhale, left hand stays where it is, right arm comes to the right thigh, or I like to encourage you to straighten the right arm so we resist the urge to dump into the right shoulder. Lean back into your hand, really spiral your heart open to the sky. Stay connected to the pinky side edge of your left foot here. One more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, pivot back down to runner's lunge. A breath here. As you exhale, step back into plank pose, inhaling in plank, exhaling in plank. Inhale, tip forward on your tippy toes. Exhale, lower down halfway and hover. Elbows are right over your wrists, tugging into your side body. Untuck your toes. Inhale, draw your heart forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 to 5 breaths here or in child's pose. From downward facing dog, inhale your left leg to the sky. Look forward. Exhale, step or swing left foot to the top of the mat. Right foot anchors down for warrior one. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Gazing over your left fingertips. We can see our left big toe on the inside of our left knees. That means our glutes are properly engaged. Interlace your fingers behind your head. As you inhale, lean back, lifting your left elbow to the sky. Exhale, drop your left arm to the left leg. Right hand stays behind your head. Maybe if you notice that you dump into your left left shoulder, you extend your left arm long. Check in with your right foot. We're still connected to the mat. Another big inhalation. Exhale, pivot back to high lunge, hands drop down. Inhale here. Exhale, giant step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. As you breathe, drop your hips. Bring the blocks with you as you make your way down onto your spine, setting up for bridge pose. So you don't have to use a block here, but I know a lot of us do like this supported bridge. Feet hips distance apart, walk down close to your hips. Press into your feet with relaxed gluteal muscles, lift your hips. Option to slide the block under there. Your gaze is towards the sky, chin is nice and lifted. The chest is coming towards the chin, not the other way around. Walk your upper arms under your back. Settle in and breathe here. Now, if you don't have blocks today or just choose not to use them, you can keep your palms up towards the sky. That's kind of a new thing I've been playing with. Or you can clasp your hands behind your back. If you'd like to explore on the block, you're welcome to bring one leg in towards the chest and then extend it up to the sky, pointing and flexing the ankle. Maybe you'd like to do both legs at the same time if that feels safe. Pressing the back of your head into the mat, chin staying lifted, not dropping towards the chest. Breathing. And enjoy about 3 to 5 more breaths if you're taking any of the exploration and play and bridge pose. Awesome. Good idea with bound angle legs, Delia. I love that. Wonderful. All right, as you feel even, as you breathe, slowly start to drop the legs. So maybe bringing them in towards your chest first, engaging your abdominal muscles as you slowly lower the toes back to the mat. And then the feet press all the way into the mat, lifting the hips, sliding the block out from under them. Drop your hips, walk your feet out wide, let the knees knock together. Right hand on heart, left hand on belly. Breathe here. Plant both feet back at neutral, hips distance apart. Open your arms out wide. Let your legs fall off to the left side, knees to the left. Maybe your left foot comes on top of your right thigh. You can also use your right hand on top of your right thigh. Left hand can come to left thigh if you like as well. Breathing here. Neutralizing safe twist after our back bend. Breathing deeply, unwind, plant both feet, and then let your knees fall off to the right side. If it feels good, your right ankle can come on top of your left thigh. Hands can come to the thighs as well. And several breaths here, allowing the connective tissue to release. Breathing deeply, release the posture. Hug your knees into your chest. And then send your legs and arms out long, taking a moment in this final resting posture. Take a deep breath and a full body stretch. If you have the time, feel free to linger longer in these closing moments of practice. We'll go ahead and meet back in easy seated posture to close our practice by sharing one long Om. Again, rubbing the hands together at heart center, breathing as we sit tall. Exhale, come to stillness. Inhale for Om. Thank you. I hope you have a beautiful day.